What's up, everybody? This is 8-Bit Eric, and I'm here with Greg Pabich, the owner of Active Enterprises. He's doing a big project with Cheetahmen II, the Lost Levels, correct?
Yes.
And could you please tell us a little bit more about your project and your company, your goals?
Sure. We are working on a project with Kickstarter. Kickstarter is a method by which the community funds projects. My project is Cheetahmen II, the Lost Levels. We're calling it that because when Cheetahmen II first came out in 1992, it had 6 levels of gameplay, but only 4 of them worked. Now, you might say, no big deal. However, here's what the problem is. Cheetahmen II was done in such limited numbers and so few exist today that they're worth all kinds of money. I paid $1,500 for a copy on eBay not more than a few months ago, and I have seen them listed in pristine condition for up to $39,000 on eBay. Well, not too many people can run out and afford to pay $39,000 for a Cheetahmen II game. So obviously, not very many people have gotten to play it on the cart version. Now, granted, you can play it on an emulator, you can get the patch, play all the levels and stuff. It's still not the same.
That's not the same as far as, like, in my opinion, since I'm a collector, I like to have the actual physical media or the copy, and it's just that more rewarding. And like you mentioned, finding even copies of Action 52, Cheetahmen II, just Active Enterprises titles as a whole from back then, they're just really hard to find. They're rare, and a lot of times some of them aren't even in really good shape. So yeah. I think a real benefit of what you're trying to do is using a tangible good, a playable game, a physical hard copy. I think that's actually providing a great service to collectors such as myself.
Well, thank you. I really, my mission is to put a real live cartridge in the hands of everybody at a price that's affordable. And we've picked out a price point with Kickstarter project at $60. Well, for $60, you're going to get a brand new game, a new game box, new labels, a Cheetahmen comic, and a Cheetahmen walkthrough that tells you all about the history and the gameplay on the Cheetahmen II cartridge. And the big bonus, of course, is that all 6 levels play. You can pop that little baby into your NES console and play the whole thing all the way through.
Well, I did see my friends, the Game Chasers. They had you on an episode featured,
yes.
And that's how I first learned about you. And just watching that episode alone, I can see your passion towards your company, Active Enterprises. You have several copies of Action 52. I was so jealous watching it. I was like, it's like, man, I just wish I'd even be able to hold one in my hand. But
I'll let you hold one.
Yeah.
But you can't leave there with one.
Yeah, and it was very neat to see your passion behind your product. And you're just able to see exactly what your goal is, and I think having a physical hard copy. Speaking of the devil, trying to sneak into my interview. Come here, Billy. Come here. Speaking of the devil,
yes.
We have Billy right here.
And there's the devil.
We're talking about from your episode that he was featured in. How neat it was that he had all those copies of Action 52 and Cheetahmen, and how just wanting to hold a physical copy was like, people watching that, and you read the comments below, everybody was like, oh man, I wish I just had my hands on one. And your project is a way for some of those people to have it, well, like you said, affordable price.
That's the objective, is to be able to put a hard copy of Cheetahmen II that works all the way through and do it at a price that's reasonable for everybody. $60, including shipping, including freight, including the game cartridge, the box, all the goodies that go with it. Pretty reasonable.
And I also saw you worked on other games too. I think you actually did another Cheetahmen game a while back.
Yeah, Cheetahmen The Creation. That was a lost Cheetahmen game that never was released back in 1990. And it turned out that we discovered that we had it on a prototype copy of Action 52. It was a great discovery, and it was also, really great news for the gaming world, because nobody had ever seen nor played this game before.
Okay, and speaking of previous games, is there any other releases from, like, perhaps another Action 52 release that you're going to be working on?
Well, actually I am. I'm working on a couple of projects right now. One of them, I was a backer and donated money to the Ouya console, because I am convinced that Ouya is going to, speaking of the devil,
I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I just totally took something serious that you were talking about and ruined it.
Well, that's what Billy usually does. But hey, it's all fun and games.
Yeah.
We're here at Classic Gaming Expo, and you were speaking of the Ouya console.
Oh, the Ouya. I'm just enthralled with the idea of Ouya and the ability to put these games on a big screen TV. And so I donated and backed that Kickstarter project myself because I wanted the ability to be able to go to Ouya and work on a Cheetahmen game for the Ouya console. And then secondly, the other project that we're working on, of course, is we're working on as we announced on the website, we're working on an iPhone version of Cheetahmen that'll be a whole new complete game that nobody's ever seen before, that we are going to give Angry Birds a run for their money.
Oh, wow. That actually sounds pretty enticing. I look forward to that. Also, I did notice that you're actually working close with one of the original creators of Cheetahmen.
Yes, Mario Gonzalez. Mario Gonzalez, I was fortunate enough to be able to track him down some 20 years later after he created Cheetahmen, and Mario now works with Active Enterprises, my company, in the production of the Cheetahmen games and helping us with technical advice on it. But also, what's fun is one of the premiums on the Kickstarter program is that Mario has designed a custom limited edition poster for the participants in the Kickstarter program to receive that is a product of his imagination and mind, which you can imagine after think Cheetahmen and think what is in your mind.
Well, that's actually what I feel makes it more authentic, is that somebody that was actually originally created the whole Cheetahmen concept is heavily hands-on with you in creating this. So I mean that's proof that it's passion. That's proof that there's
Authenticity is what we're
there's validness.
Yeah. And not only did he program Cheetahmen and much of Action 52, Mario's the driving force behind the music that goes with both of those games.
Okay, so he created the famous Cheetahmen theme.
You bet.
That's awesome. Is there going to be a remix coming soon, maybe? Like a dance techno Cheetahmen theme song?
You don't need a remake. All you need to go to is YouTube and type in Cheetahmen, or go to Nico Nico Duga in Japan, where Cheetahmen is a phenomenon. They have taken that can't get it out of your head music, and they have remixed it into every variety and scheme of music that you can imagine. And most of the people have added really interesting videos to go with it. So that's worth a trip in itself across the internet.
And also what I find amazing is that there's actually a big following for the Cheetahmen series. I mean, not even a few days into the Kickstarter.
We're at nearly
there.
halfway there after less than 5 days.
You know.
And speaking of that too, let me point out one thing. We kind of tend to think of gaming in the United States and stuff. I don't think people begin to realize that Cheetahmen and Action 52 is a phenomenon that is worldwide, from Japan to the Netherlands and from Italy to Brazil.
Yeah.
Half of every contribution and support money that we've received on the Kickstarter program has come from overseas.
Yeah. Fans from all over the world, Greg, Active Enterprises, I'm sure they're very supportive for your help and getting something that everybody's passionate about. Spread the word, help Greg Pabich make this become a reality.
Keep Cheetahmen alive. The gaming community needs its roots, and Cheetahmen is part of the roots of the whole 8-bit phenomenon from back in the early days.
It's a living legend. And also, can you tell people who aren't familiar with the Cheetahmen where they can get more information about it? Your website?
Yep, 2 places. You can go to CheetamenGames.com, and that's men, M-E-N, games.com. Or, if you really want a great story, too, about the whole process, go to Kickstarter.com and search under Cheetahmen II. It tells the complete story and history of Cheetahmen II.
Well, Greg, thanks a lot for taking the time out for this interview.
Thank you so much.
Good luck on the project. I'm looking forward to it. I'm probably going to pick up a copy myself.
Probably. Aren't you talking about picking up the second copy already?
Actually, you know what? I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to do a pickup video on it.
All right, sounds
Thanks
good.
a lot for taking the interview time, and everybody watching this, please check out the project.
Thanks again, too.
Support the Cheetahmen. Thanks.
Okay.